Hey everybody, DocJinzo here, and today we actually have a very special deck profile for you guys. Today we're actually going to be going over the new DDD deck. I guess now it would be DDDD. Is that enough Ds? Anyways, we're going to be going over that deck with the new support that came out for it and the new profile that people are going with. So without further ado, let's get into the profile. So this is basically my own spin on the deck. I basically kept these cards since the deck first came out. And now I kind of want to up the ante with it a little bit. I heard it's actually quite good. I heard it's at least tier 2, so that's pretty nice. So yes, first of all, let's go ahead and start with the main deck here. First of all, you got your 3 DD Savant Keplers. Now, Kepler is a very, very great card for the deck because he's basically been a staple for the deck since he came out. He's one of the first cards that came out for the deck. He essentially just gets you a Dark Contract to your hand. That's basically all you really need to know about him. He does some other stuff as well, but that's the main thing. Next up, 1 DD Swirl Slime. We're actually going to be going over a bit of the cards in order of when they first came out. Swirl Slime, some people don't run him. I still like him. I think he's kind of cool. He's kind of like Draco Tail before it was cool, and he's Phymena before Phymena was out kind of thing. He's not a quick effect, but he also has a banish effect in the grade that lets you special any DD from your hand, which is very, very nice. Next up, 1 DD Savant Copernicus. Now, previously, you would run 3 of this guy, but now you're only running 1 because the deck has so much consistency and so much search power that you only need 1. But basically on summon, instead of adding a Dark Contract to your hand, he basically dumps stuff to the graveyard on summon. So pretty good card there. Next up, we have Triple D, Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. I'm just going to go with double D, triple D, quadruple D. Take that out of context if you want. So anyways, this guy is one of the first DDD cards that came out, and he is very, very good. On summon, he basically specials any Triple D monster from your grave. He can also tribute another DD monster, then target a monster an opponent controls and banish it. So that's pretty nice as well. And then his pendulum effect is kind of meh, but you're basically using him for his monster effects anyways, and also his overlay material. Next up, DD Savant Thomas. This guy is not new to the deck, but he was new whenever I stopped playing it because Master Rule 5 came out. But anyways, very, very nice card here. Basically what he does during your main phase, as his pendulum effect, you can add a DD face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, so that's really, really nice for the deck. And then as a monster, you can actually target another DD card in your pendulum zone, destroy it, and then special summon a level 8 Triple D monster from your deck. So you can basically summon out the Abyss King Ragnarok. So very, very nice there. Very, very good card, that Thomas. Also, he's level 8, as you can see. So they are primed for overlay material. So next up, we have DD Griffin. Now, he is also a somewhat new card. He actually came out in Battle of Chaos, and he is very, very cool. So what he does as a pendulum effect is you can target another fiend monster, gains 500 attack for each Dark Contract spell or trap with different names currently on the field, and then he destroys himself. Now, that doesn't seem like a great effect at first, but here's the kicker. If you put him out with Gilgamesh and then blow him up, you actually have other monsters that get him back out. And his monster effect, well, is way better. So if you control a DD monster, you can actually special summon him in defense mode. And then if he's pendulum summoned, you can discard a DD or Dark Contract card to draw a card. And then here is the kicker. If he is special summoned from your graveyard, you can add 1 DD card from your deck to your hand. Not monster, not Dark Contract spell or trap, a DD card. Very, very nice, especially with that new Dark Contract that we're going to get into later. That is it is treated as a DD card. Next up, some of the really new stuff. So 2 DD Scale Surveyor. Most people play 3 of this. I actually find him better to be 2. He seems a little bit less clunky with this. So I'm going to try him at 2. And what he does, if you control a DD pendulum monster, you can special summon him from your hand and then make his level 4. So pretty nice there. So you basically put him out with Gilgamesh, and then you can add him back to hand off the other effects, and then you special summon him. There's your free rank 4 right there. And then his pendulum effect, he just makes pendulum scale 0, so not quite that great, but the monster effect is pretty good. Also, if he is sent to the extra deck face up or the graveyard, so basically if he leaves the board, aside from getting bounced or anything like that, he actually targets another DD pendulum monster you control and bounces it back to your hand. So pretty cool there. Next up, some people play 3 of this guy, some play 2. I've seen most builds now just playing 1 for consistency reasons because you can just search it out Dark Contract with a gate. But 1 DD Count Surveyor. Basically what he does, you can discard another DD monster, special summon him from your hand. If he's no more special summoned, you can add 1 DD monster with 0 attack or defense from your deck to your hand. So he searches Savant Kepler, he searches Copernicus, he searches a bunch of other stuff as well. He searches the Scale Surveyors. Pretty nice there. Pretty cool card. I like him. I want more of him to try him at 3, but for now, we're just going to keep him at 1. Next up, now the brand new stuff, the stuff that came out of Doom of Dimensions. First up, the card that is a 3 of, but the other 2 I ordered for this profile haven't come in the mail yet because the post office stinks. 3, DDD0 Doom Queen Machinex. Now, Machinex may sound familiar. It's a gimmick puppet thing. Don't know why they decided to do it with DDs as well, but hey, I think the word is cool, so I'm here for it. So her Pendulum effect is actually really great. During your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can place 1 Dark Contract continuous spell trap from your deck face up on your field. So she just basically puts out a Dark Contract for free from your deck. Pretty nice. And then if a face up DD, D, and or Dark Contract card you control, except herself, is destroyed while this card is face up in your extra deck, you can special summon this card. Then you can destroy 1 card in the field. Non-targeting, by the way. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can place this card in the Pendulum zone, and then you can only use each effect once per turn. Very busted card. Also, she's level 8, so that opens up more stuff. She's also searchable off the Count Surveyor, so that's really nice as well. Very good card, giving you access to your Dark Contracts like that, and yeah, just all around one of the best cards I've ever seen for this archetype. Very nice. And then finally, for the brand new cards, 1 DD Lance Soldier. He kind of combos with Machinex a little bit. So you can target 1 DD monster you control, increase level by up to the number of Dark Contract cards in your field and your graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, this is the effect that you actually care about. You can target 1 Dark Contract card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. And don't forget, he is a tuner. That is right, this man is a tuner. He is a boss. So pretty nice there. And then next up, you got your non-engine stuff. 3 Fualos, because Yummy's still a thing. Malice is still playable, as well as other stuff. Vanquisol and K9, it still hurts them as well. Triple Ash Blossom, again, stops them from Mulcharming you. It's pretty nice. Fad Perulias, I'd probably side those, but depending on the format, you could also make the argument to main Perulia. And then now, we're just going to go on to spells. First up, 3 Dark Contract with a Gate. One of the first ever Dark Contract cards to come out, still very good. During your main phase, you can add 1 DD monster from your deck to your hand. Then during the standby, you take 1,000. As you'll see, every Dark Contract basically has during your standby, you take damage. That's how they worked back in the day, and that's how they still work now. Next up, 1 Dark Contract with the Swamp King. This card is still crazy. Basically, once per turn, it lets you poly, but if you go into DD monster, you can actually use stuff from your graveyard and banish it instead. Very good card. Used to be a 3 of, but again, the deck has become so consistent now that you can only run 1. You can run 3 if you want, but your deck's going to be really slow, cloggy, and clunky with 3. You're not going to be able to fit as much non-engine here as you want. Next up, one of the brand new Dark Contracts. And this Dark Contract is craziness. It would be a 3 of, but again, the deck is very consistent about searching it out. So, 1 Dark Contract with the Zero King. Now, this Dark Contract is quite different from the other ones because it is treated as a DD card. Very nice right off the bat. Also, you can target 1 DD card you control, except itself, destroy it, and if you do, specimen 1 DD monster from your deck, and then it locks you into DD monsters, but that basically everything in the deck does that, so you don't really care. And you can only use this effect once per turn, and then during standby, take 1,000 damage. That's crazy. How this card is not a foil, I don't know. Because just getting a free special from deck off blowing up something else is wild, because it's just a DD card you control, not a monster, a card, so you can blow up your Pendulum Scales with that. It's just crazy to me. And then that's basically all the spell Dark Contracts that you run. If you want to be a little nutty, you can run like Dark Contract with the entities and stuff like that, but it's not that great. So now we're going to go into our non-engine here. Triple Forbidden Droplet. I usually like Droplet at 2, but I'm going to try it with 3 in this deck, see how that works. And then our one-ofs, 1 Crossout Designator, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 1-for-1 because Kepler is essential in this deck, and 1-for-1 is actually not as much of a minus in this deck as you would think. And then TTT because they're probably going to activate something during your turn, and you are a very, very combo-centered deck. There is a reason why this deck is infamous with the spreadsheets it has. So just know that they're probably going to do stuff during your turn to try and stop you, and you have to have those cards to mitigate those circumstances. And then finally, you're actually running quite a bit of traps in this deck, unlike others. You're actually running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 traps. That's actually a pretty hefty amount. That's almost a fourth of the deck. So, first off, Dark Contract with the Eternal Darkness. Some people don't run this. I do. If you have 2 DD cards in your Pendulum Zones, your opponent cannot target monsters on the field with spell trap effects, tribute them for a tribute summon, nor use them as materials for a fusion, synchro, or Xyz summon. They can still link with them because this card came out before links, but basically it spellbounds their board while you have a Pendulum Scale. Pretty wild card. I remember when it first came out as an Ultra, and I was really looking for it, and no one had it, and then I just had to get it myself. So, next up we have Dark Contract with a Different Dimension. Now, you don't really need to run this card. It's not too great, but at the same time, I am just trying to kind of see what works here, because these new cards are kind of nutty, but this one is not really that nutty. But it's recursion, so basically what it does is it shuffles back 2 Dark Contract cards from your graveyard, and then target a card on the field and banish it. Card removal is pretty nice, especially on a trap. And it's searchable, so it's kind of like Krishan Cluster in a way. And getting Dark Contracts to your graveyard isn't really that hard in this deck. And then also, if it's destroyed, you gain 500 life points. If it's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you gain another 500 life points. Not really relevant, but it's recursion. It's also removal, so it's pretty nice. And then finally, for your non-engine traps, you're running triple Infinite Impermanence, because, you know, why not? And then finally, you're running 3 Dominus Impulse. Now, Dominus Impulse is actually great in this deck because it only shuts off 1 monster in your deck. It shuts off Wallows. Everything else is still live. Ash is still live. All your other DD monsters in your extra deck are still live. So very, very great card to run there. So next up, we have the extra deck here. As you can see, we have the cover guy, Quadruple D, Dimensional King, Arc Crisis. Now, he is a very, very cool card, this guy. So he takes 4 Fiends to summon, 1 Xyz, 1 Synchro, 1 Pendulum, and 1 Fusion. Now, you can normal Fusion summon him, or, so like normally Fusion summon him, or you can banish those materials from your field or graveyard. So, pretty cool. You can only special summon him once per turn, no matter what method you use there, by the way. 4K, negates the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls on summon, and then he can attack each of your opponent's monsters once each. So, pretty nice there. 4K as well, so he can get over Liger Dancer if you're playing against Lunalight. The issue there is that they can destroy him, but if they do destroy him, here's the thing. If him in the monster zone is destroyed, you actually activate him as a Pendulum spell. And when you activate him as a Pendulum spell, his effect is you can destroy any number of, you can target any number of Dark Contract cards you control, destroy them, then you can special summon that many Doom King monsters from your extra deck or deck. You can only use that effect once per turn. Pretty cool card, not the best card. The Quadruple Ds so far, one of them is just borderline unplayable, and this guy is playable, but he's not a Quadruple D monster that you would go into turn 1. He's there more for the grind game. Next up, 1 Triple D, Flame King Genghis. When this card came out, I was so excited. I was like, yeah, we're getting the structure deck, and then they delayed the structure deck, and I'm real sad about it. But this guy is still crazy. So if you don't know what Flame King Genghis does, if another DD monster is special summoned from your field, while this card is, while you control him, you can target 1 DD monster in your grave, special summon it. So if you special summon once while he's on the board, you can special summon again. Very, very nice. And then, you can only use this effect once per turn. This card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target one dark contract card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So recursion there. He's level 6 as well. Very, very cool card there. And if you're wondering why he's in a white sleeve, I actually play a German copy right here. And some people would say to run 2. I've been seeing a lot of builds with only 1. So it's basically just chef's choice. I'm going to run 1 because I kind of want to run some other wacky stuff. But I would not fault anyone for running 2 of that guy. He is still one of the best fusions in the game for this. Next up, 1 Triple D Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. Gosh, I really had to read that name. This is also one of the first fusions that came out for the deck, and well, he's not good. He's not great. He requires 2 Triple D monsters to summon, but he's 3,200, and he also equipped. So if you swing with him, you can bounce a Dark Contract card and equip another monster that he's not attacking on your opponent's board to him, and then he gains that attack. Pretty cool. I still like him. I still really like that effect, and I just kind of want to see if he actually comes up is why I'm going to be running him in here. If he doesn't really come up, and if he kind of sucks, then I'll just replace him with another Flame King Genghis. And then finally, 1 Triple D Oracle King to Arc. The very first DDD fusion that came out. If an effect would cause you to lose life points, you gain it instead. That's what his effect is. He's 2,800, 2,000, so pretty beefy. And, well, or she, rather, sorry. And, well, she's needed in the deck, basically. Like, if you're going to die to your Dark Contracts, then you kind of need to summon her, so. And also, she can combo start as well, so nothing terrible. Like, Swirl Slime can start combos with her and everything. And also, she is a level 7, so you can actually synchro with her with other stuff in the deck, stuff like that. Next up, 1 Triple D First King Clovis. This is one of the brand new synchros. And if he's synchro summoned, you can target one of your banished DD monsters, or if a Dark Contract card is on the field, you can target one in your graveyard instead, special summon it. You can only use that effect once per turn. If he's banished, you can activate this effect. If your DD monster attacks a invincible position monster this turn, inflict piercing. So, pretty cool. He's basically just another recursion. He's basically Flame King Genghis, but as a synchro, which is pretty nice. Not as broken as Flame King Genghis, but on summon, getting that extra recursion from your grave is pretty nice there. Next up, Triple D Cursed King Siegfried. Very, very cool card here. If you don't know what he does, during either player's turn, you can target one face-up spell trap card on the field. Negate. That target has its effects negated until the next standby phase. So, you can either target something face-up in the mirror, or like another Dark Contract, or you can target anything that they try and activate, and it basically fizzles. He's basically a spell trap negate on legs. So pretty cool there. And if he's destroyed by battle or card effect, instead of the graveyard, gain 1,000 life for each Dark Contract you control. So, also, if your Dark Contracts are burning you a little too much and you don't have access to the Arc, he basically saves you. Next up, we're going into the Xyz monsters now. First up, we're actually going to go by rank. 1, DDD Wave King Caesar. He is also one of the original ones that came out, and he is pretty good, if I do say so myself. During either player's turn, you can detach one Xyz control from this card. At the end of the battle phase, special summon from your graveyard as many monsters destroyed this turn as possible. But during the next standby phase, take 1,000 damage for each monster special summoned by this effect. So if they basically just try and wipe your board, if they Memento Combine Creation you and just swing over everything and you're somehow still alive, you can actually activate his effect during battle and bring everything back so it's like nothing ever happened. And then also, if you send to the graveyard, you can add one Dark Contract card from your deck to your hand. So, he also searches. Pretty nice. Next up is one of the brand new cards, Triple D Wise King Solomon. I really like the name of this card. You can detach one material from this card, add one DD card from your deck to your hand. So, he basically just adds very nice effect there. If this card is banished, you can target one DD effect monster you control. That effect monster gains this effect until the end of this turn. This card destroys a monster by battle and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. So, the mana effect, not too great, but you can still search with him, and he is a generic rank 4 for DDs. Just requires 2 level 4 DD monsters. So, pretty good card there for the deck. Next up, is a rank 5, Triple D Marksman King Tell. he actually detaches and burns your opponent. Also, you can Exy summon him on top of a rank 4 Triple D Xyz monster, which is mainly the reason you're playing him. And once per turn during other player's turn, if you took any effect damage this turn, you can detach one Xyz control from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field. It loses 1,000 attack and defense, and if it does, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. If you send from the field to the graveyard, you can reveal one DD or Dark Contract card from your deck to the graveyard. So, the main reason you're running him is to put materials on your Xyz monsters, because you can actually put out an Xyz monster that has a lot of interrupts. So, you basically just put him over something else, but also the burn effect's not bad. Next up, rank 6. DDD Wave King High Caesar. Don't really need to explain why this guy's in the deck. If you're playing Fiendsmith, you know what he does. He is a once per turn special summon negate. And then actually he has another effect since you're playing DDDs. If he's sent to from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Dark Contract card from your deck to your hand. So basically just like the other Caesar, but still pretty great for the deck. Next up, a rank 8. Triple D Super Doom King Dark Armageddon. Pretty easy to go into in this deck. Cannot be Pendulum summoned. When this card is Xyz summoned, you can attach one face-up DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck to this card as material. Pendulum monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target monster your opponent controls equal to the number of Pendulum monsters you control, destroy them. This card in the monster zone destroyed, you can put in your Pendulum zone. Then in the Pendulum zone, once per turn, if you have a DD card in your other Pendulum zone, you can specify one Triple D Xyz monster from your extra deck except himself. So, actually not a bad effect, but at the same time, you're not really using him for his effect. He's 3,500, 3,000, so pretty easy to get into. Only requires 2 level 8 Triple D monsters. Not hard to get in this deck. But the main thing is, you're using him for this guy, the rank 10. DDD, Divisor King Deuce Machinex. Very cool card. Look at that artwork. Oh my gosh, he's so cool. Oh, I cannot wait to play this deck because he is nasty, nasty, nasty. That's why you play stuff like him, because you can either go in the normal way or you can just overlay him on top of another DDD Xyz. Pretty nice there, I'd say. And then his effect is, once per chain, when a monster card your opponent controls activates its effect, quick effect, you can either detach 2 materials from this card or destroy one Dark Contract card you control, and if you do, attach that opponent's card to this card as material. That is not once per turn, by the way. That is once per chain. That's why you're buffing him up with all these materials. That's why you're going Tell. That's why you're going Doom King High Armageddon. And that's why you're going into this guy. And once per turn during your standby phase, you can play this card in your Pendulum zone. And this Pendulum effect is alright. While you have a card in your other Pendulum zone, you can target one Pendulum monster you control or in your graveyard, special summon the card in your other Pendulum zone, and if you do, place that targeted Pendulum monster in your Pendulum zone. So, I mean, he kind of swaps out your other Pendulum zone. It's kind of cool, but at the end of the day, you're using him for that non-once per turn slurpening, and we do love the slurp. And then finally, your links. 2 Triple D Abyss King Gilgamesh. Now, as you notice, we were running basically one of everything else, but this guy you're gonna want to be running 2 of because he is nuts. If you special summon, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except DD monsters. Also place 2 DD Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck in your Pendulum zone. So he basically just sets a scale for you. And if you do, take 1,000 damage. This link summon card is destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster or by an opponent's card effect while it's in its own monster zone. You can special summon one DD monster from your extra deck or graveyard in defense mode. So he replaces himself if he's destroyed, and also just sets a Pendulum scale from deck. They can't Ash that, they can't Impulse that, it doesn't hit Fuwalos at all, although Fuwalos will still pretty screw you over in this deck. But overall, this card gets around a lot of hand traps and it's still very, very good. So get yourself 2 Abyss King Gilgameshes if you got them. And then finally, the brand new link. Triple D Sky King Zeus Ragnarok. This guy's crazy cool. You can target one DD card or one Dark Contract card you control, destroy it, and if you do, you get an extra Pendulum summon that turn. That's pretty wild to me already. And then finally, as well, if your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand, you can banish one DD monster and one Dark Contract card from your graveyard and negate the activation. So he's kind of like his very own. He's kind of like DDD's very own canine, which is pretty wacky if I do say so myself. So yeah, that is my core DDD deck. I'm not really going to go into a side deck with this right now because the side deck for this deck is a little crazy, and also with the newer cards coming out, it's a little wacky. I would definitely recommend stuff like Nibiru and everything, but the format's changing so much right now that I just don't know what the side deck right now, in all honesty. So I just say, you guys decide. Leave in the comments what you would side deck this format, because right now, the world's kind of your oyster. So yes, this was DDDDDDDDs. This is DocJinzo signing out. Y'all have a good one.